Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I will be doing another episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, November 5th, 2024. So we see Vivian and Philip. So Vivian informs Philip that his mom knows about their plans. However, she managed to, keep his name out of it and just say that she was the one behind the forgery of the letter, right? So at this point, he's asking her, are you sure she's going to keep what we did a secret? Or is she not going to run to the cops today? So she is sure that Kate just wants in on it because of her personal gain, and she's not gonna rat her out to the cops and all of that, right? So at this point she said she's exhausted and she's gonna take a nap and all that. So at this time Philip gets a call from his actual mom, Kate, and she's saying that, listen, you need to come over. So he's like, I take it that that I'm here and I'm me and I think I know what it is that you're calling me about. So she said, yeah, so just come on over, right? So at this point, Kate already, was contemplating whether or not she should, call Jada, call the authorities to turn in Vivian for what, she just said to Kate, right? So she was, going back and forth. However, she did, ended up going to Jada and telling Jada that, look, I have some information on a fugitive that is in Salem right now. So she tells Jada that, Vivian Alamein is there. She tells her the location details and all of that, right? So Jada said, okay, I'm on my way to go arrest this lady, right? So at this point, she's at the pub because remember, she just called Philip to, tell him to come over. So Kate tells Philip that, look, she already know what Vivian was up to, what they were up to, and that, the actual letter to, for Philip's actual inheritance to the Kyriakis fortune was forged. So she know all about that, what Vivian was up to. So she said, listen, I don't trust that lady, but I can't disagree that she had a very elaborate plan for you to gain access to Titan. So I am for that part. I want you to, regain your legacy and all of that, right? So I'm all for it. However, I don't have no use of Vivian, so I alerted her to the authorities. So Jada is on her way to arrest her and all of that. So he's like, are you sure she's not gonna rat us out? So she's like, listen, I don't think she wants forgery added to her long list of crimes. So, she's just gonna stay put in Statesville. So I don't believe that. We all know Vivian. I mean, this is not her first or second time breaking out of prison and doing what she do. She has resources. She's crafty. She's a smart woman. So I believe that we didn't see the last of Vivian at this point. So anyways, she said she had a conscience. At first she was gonna work along with Vivian because Philip didn't believe that they would work together. However, she said that because she's newly married to Roman and all that, she doesn't want to jeopardize her marriage or anything. So she did the right thing by turning her in. So Philip is like, what does that mean you're gonna turn me in? So she said, no, it has nothing to do with you. I'm going to protect you. And furthermore, you have every right to have the legacy to your father's fortune and his company and all that. So she does not care about Xander and all that. She's going to do what a mother is going to do, protect her child and, protect his interests firstly. So she doesn't care about Vivian. She just used Vivian. But let's see if this is going to backfire, because you're still committing a crime knowingly that, you know about this forged letter, and you know that Philip does not have access to this because of his own mistakes. So I can't agree with you, Kate, on this. So we go over to Gabby and Rafe, right? Because Gabby is looking over divorce papers that was sent over to her allegedly from Stefan. And of course, she's still hurt over, she's still sad, torn if she should sign it or not, because she still doesn't want to give up on this marriage entirely. So he does offer sympathy and he feels bad for her and all of that, right? So he's like, at first she said the pen wasn't working to sign the paper, but he tried it on another piece of paper and he said, I don't think it's the pen. I just think you're not ready to throw in the towel on this marriage. So of course she's conflicted and all of that, right? So at this point, I think, he said that he was going to go through another checkup at the doctor, and then he will be cleared to go back to work as commissioner and all that, right? So he did ask Gabby a question about somebody, moving in here and all of that. So at this point, their cousin Javier comes up. Because remember, we're seeing another member of the Hernandez family coming to Salem. So of course, he's surprised to see him here. He wasn't expecting another person in his house, yet alone one of his family members. However, Gabby, apologizes for not informing Rafe about it, because at the time she was, sad about the divorce proceedings, and then she got a knock at the door after she got the divorce papers, and she, Javier came over to visit, and so they talked about the divorce proceeding, and he really cheered her up, brought her to a bar, they had drinks and all that, but she, was sorry that she didn't mention it to Rafe earlier about him potentially staying there. So he's like, it's okay, it's cool, I don't mind you being there, and he said that, Gabby just hired me as assistant at our company, so I will help to pay rent. So Rafe said, don't worry about that. So at some point, he was looking for the engagement ring that their deceased aunt left. So he said, Javier said, okay, you mean this? So he said, I was holding on to this because this is my deceased mom's ring, and it's a precious ring, so let's see whose finger fit better on it. So he said, I'm not really keeping it. I'm actually going to give it to someone really special. So of course, Gabby's over the moon about it, because she's really very fond of Jada. Apart from all the other partners Rafe has been with, she's happy for him, and she really needed this good news. So they really offer him good wishes about this proposal, and she asked when is he gonna propose. So he said, the sooner the better, probably today. So they wish him well on that, right? So once Rafe leaves, Gabby and Javi were talking, and of course, she tells him about, being conflicted about this divorce proceeding still, and he's saying, listen, if you still feel that way, you need to go over to Stefan and talk to him about it. Talk to him in person. Like, I would really want to see you guys work it out. So she said, yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. I really don't. I'm happy for Rafe, considering that he's been unlucky in love, the last 3 marriages, and, I'm really fond of Jada, and, Javi saying, is Jada a really good one? Is she, somebody to worry about? I need to know who's actually gonna, be wearing my mom's ring. So she said, yeah, she's cool, she doesn't take any BS, she's beautiful and everything, she's a total package, so you don't have to worry about her, she's cool people. So anyways, he said to her, I understand that you've been through it as well. And she said, yeah, I've been unlucky. I might be tying Rafe with having 3 marriages that didn't work out. So he said, let's not have it work out that way. Go ahead, go talk to Stefan, go figure out yourselves and see if this is worth saving. Time and time again, I really think if I should feel, a lot sorry for Sophia when she finds out that Tate really is not that into her, or I should just say, what, she deserves every hurt and pain coming her way because of her behavior, right? So she sees Holly at the square. She's surprised to see her. Holly tells her that she just flew in the day before. So anyways, she was gonna get to the point of telling Holly that, she and Tate did the deed. So anyways, before she could really get into that, Holly tells her that she was just coming from Tate. She really wants to work it out with him, and, she asked him to forgive her. So Sophia is like, why would he forgive you? You really betrayed him. Not even her. You betrayed him. You betrayed his trust, his dad, and all that. So, why would he really forgive you with that lame apology? So she said, he actually believed me when I was apologizing, and he really forgave me for that. So of course Sophia is unhinged. Sophia doesn't want to hear that, but she's saying I don't think Tate, given everything that you've put him through, he's gonna take you back like that. So she's like, unless he really did. So she said, I gave him a lot to think about, and I said I will be patient and wait. So she said that, listen, I get that I hurt you in the past and that you have a thing for Tate, but listen, I am not going nowhere. That's what I heard. I'm not going nowhere, and I'm not gonna give up on Tate. So anyways, Sophia doesn't like to hear that, so she's like, you know what, Holly, it was that all you guys talk about? So she said yes. So she said, I think there's something else you need to know. So at this time, she was about to tell Holly that she and Tate actually did the deed before them, but she got a call from her mom save time. So at this time, Holly went home. So we go to Tate and Brady, because at this point Tate tells Brady that Holly came over to see him. She's back from Paris. She asked for his forgiveness, and he forgave her. She wants to make things right and rekindle their relationship, right? But there's a big complication. He slept with Sophia the night before, and Brady's like, oh, you slept with another woman in this house? So Tate is like, yeah, it happened last night. So I'm saying Brady's a little bit too calm for me, because if it was me, hell would have to raise, because there's no way you are gonna bring somebody in my house and do the dirty there. I mean, my parents would not allow that at all. This is a different culture and everything, but Brady was a little bit too calm in the beginning about this. So anyways, Brady said, so what do you want to proceed with? So he said, like, I really like Sophia, but I do not like her as deeply as I do Holly. Like, my heart still yearns for her, but I really don't want to hurt Sophia. But then he's weighing out the pros and cons. He's weighing out if he should take a chance with Sophia, and maybe at some point he will have a strong liking towards her, or just end it all and just go back with Holly. But Brady's like giving them a very wise suggestion, which is, listen, either way you cut it, somebody's gonna get hurt. It's not gonna be a clean split, right? It's gonna hurt regardless, and you have to be honest with both Holly and Sophia, which he has a point. So he said, given his relationship drama, his fair share of that, like, it's best to be honest. It's best to just know what exactly you want at the end of the day. Don't be conflicted about it. So he said, listen, I spoke with Ava, who Sophia works for at the bistro, and she tells me that Sophia has really strong feelings for you, so it's not going to be easy regardless. So you got to do what you got to do. So Tate goes over to the Kiriakis mansion where Holly is. So he tells Holly, like, I've thought about what you said earlier, and I really want to work out things with you. I really want to rekindle things. So of course she's overjoyed. She hugs him. She's happy about it. But he has to be honest, which I really don't care for Tate, but I commend him for being straight up and honest with her. So he said, like, listen, before we even start back things, I need to be honest with you about me and Sophia. So he said, I spoke with my dad earlier, and he was telling me the same thing, that I got to be honest before I start back anything with you. So I was with Sophia the other night, and we actually slept together. So of course Holly is saying, you and Sophia, I think I'm gonna be sick. So it's like, we were done. You was in Paris. I didn't know you were coming back and all that. And Sophia's really been there for me, trying to, make an excuse for why it happened. So, of course, he's sorry that it had to come out this way. Like, he's sorry that he hurt her. He just didn't want to be dishonest. And, he wished that things could have been different. So he just runs out, and she's just there visibly emotional about it all, because she really didn't expect that. But he was trying to tell you before. And honestly, also, you guys were broken up, but I still wish he didn't jump into things that deep with Sophia. I mean, it wouldn't have been so bad if it was just a kiss, but to really take it to third base that quickly, man, we shouldn't have done that. But teenagers are always impulsive like that. So we head to Vivian's room, right? So at this point, she is in La La Land, dreaming up a dream, and Jada comes in, and she's there to arrest Vivian. Of course, Vivian is still in her slumber, and she said, like, you gotta wake up, like, you're under arrest for this and that. So she said, like, how this happened. So she said, like, a concerned citizen, happy to see you. So she said, concerned citizen. This has Kate written all over it. So at this point, she arrested her, and she gets a call from Rafe at the same time, because Rafe was at the police station looking for her. And she said that, I'm out arresting a perp, one of our big fugitives. So she tells Rafe that it's Vivian Alamin. So he said, like, wow, I wouldn't expect that to happen. So he's like, just be careful. Vivian is a tricky one. Got to be watching your back. So at this point, she said, yeah, she got it. So he did also mention that if, they could have lunch earlier, lunch later. So she said, yeah, that would be good, because at that time he's trying to propose to her and all that. So at this point, when he's talking to her, I don't know what Vivian did, but as Rafe warned, something did happen to Jada because of Vivian. So I don't know if Vivian hit her or run away, but we know that Vivian always gets her way out of sticky situations. So let's see how this works out. But she should be coming for Kate, because Kate double, triple crossed her, and I think she needs to go after her. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow for an all new recap. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel.